This is Good Morning San Diego.
Well, there has been pushback on San Diego City Council's ban on no-fault evictions. Coming up, I'll be speaking with Mark Powell with the San Diego Association of Realtors Board of Directors to discuss more on the rights of landlords and tenants. There is pushback on San Diego City Council's ban on no-fault evictions. It bars landlords from evicting tenants unless the renter cannot pay their rent or have violated their lease agreement. And joining us now to talk more about the situation is San Diego Association of Realtors Board member Mark Powell. So good to see you, Mark.
Good to see you.
So we're talking about stripping rights of landlords, and this is a very hot topic. So we're talking about tenants' rights and also landlords' rights. But what is the revision right now? But first, I want to talk about what is the no-fault eviction?
A no-fault eviction is where a landlord is evicting or asking a renter to leave at no fault of their own. The tenant didn't do anything. It's not for a lease violation. It's not because they didn't pay rent. It's for another reason. I'll give you an example. Let's say a landlord wants to move back into their own house. They own it. They will ask the renter to leave, and but what the city council wants to do is they want that landlord to pay the renter to leave.
This is, I'm sure, shocking for so many people. So if you own a home and you want to evict the tenant and say they're paying $4,000 a month rent or $5,000 a month, you're saying that the landlord has to pay $15,000?
That's
if
correct.
They want to get the renter out of their house?
Yes, they would require the landlord to pay the renter's moving expense. I'll give you a scenario. Let's say a person has a property and their kids go off to school. They're renting the property. The kids want to move back to San Diego, so they ask the renter, hey, my kids are moving back. I'm going to have to ask you to leave because my kids need to move in there. That landlord would have to pay the renter $15,000, $10,000, 3 times whatever the rent is for them to move. And what that really is, it's a stripping of private property rights. It's a very slippery slope when you're starting to penalize landowners for something they didn't even do.
So as of right now, if you are a landlord and you want to evict someone, the renters have about 60 days to leave the property, right?
That's correct. So typically what happens is they sign a lease, and lease is normally for a month. After that lease is over, it goes to a month-to-month lease. So they really just there for month-to-month. So if a landlord wants to, let's say, do some rehab work, or if they want to just sell it, what if the landlord needs money and wants to sell it? They're going to be penalized for wanting to sell their own property, and that fine, it's a fine actually, is 3 months of the rent.
What response are you getting from homeowners right now? Because this is going to change everything. I assume that many people are going to just want to sell their properties because they just don't want to deal with this mandate.
Well, this is one of the unintended consequences. So what property owners are doing is saying, hey, we're done with San Diego. This is just no way for us to make any money or even just pay our own mortgages. So they're selling their rental properties. And when they sell the rental properties, that's one less rental from the market. So now we have fewer rentals, and now the price for rent goes up. So it actually hurts renters when they put these kind of laws in, these draconian laws that are penalizing people who've spent their whole lives working to have maybe one rental property. And according to the National Association of Realtors, 41% of renters or property owners who have income properties, they're just individuals. They're not these big conglomerates, just a person like me or you. You know, we have one condo that maybe we got lucky and now we have an income property.
So moving forward, is this mandate, this revision, going to be in lease agreements? Because many landlords may not even know unless they're really following the city of San Diego's ordinances, or if they're watching this story right now. Is that going to be in a lease agreement? Are property owners and renters going to know that there's going to be a 3-month window right there?
I mean, hats off to KUSI for bringing this forward. People don't even know about this. So what's happening is the city council is trying to have this no-fault eviction ordinance passed. So they're asking for 3 months. Probably are going to want to negotiate it down to 1 month. But why should a landlord pay anything to a renter for their moving expenses. They didn't pay their moving expenses when they moved in, so why should they have to pay their moving expenses when they move out? It's just not making any sense, and it's a violation, I believe, of private property rights.
Yeah, it's going to discourage so many people to have a rental property, because as of right now, the no-fault eviction is legal in the city of San Diego.
Correct.
And so now it's just stripping the rights of landlords.
Well, this is what happens when we have a city council that is not reaching out to the people that they should reach out to. What I'd like them to do is reach out to the San Diego Association of Realtors and get our take on it and make this public. People need to know that if you own an income property, and I don't think a lot of the renters know, or the landlords know, that they may be fined for wanting to move back into their own place. It's their house. Why should they have to pay to move back into their own house?
That's a lot of money. So when does this go into effect? Well,
currently they're proposing this right now. So they're in the negotiation stages. They're negotiating with the apartment association. They're negotiating with some other bodies. But if it does pass, I think that you're going to see a lot of property owners here in San Diego just going, hey, I'm done. I'm fed up. I'm selling my property, and it's going to shrink the number of rental properties, and that's not what we want. We want more rental properties. We don't want less rental properties.
I'm sure many of our viewers and property owners are probably getting riled up right now. Well, they should attend city council meetings to address this.
They should write their city council representatives, and they should write their mayor and say, hey, look, we don't like this, and why were we never informed about this? Posting it in some obscure magazine or something like that is not a way to notify them. But now they know. Thanks to KUSI, the cat's out of the bag, and hopefully we can get the city council to start reaching out to the Association of Realtors and other people so we can put an end to this stripping of private property rights.
All right, Mark Powell, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you being here. Longtime family friend as well.
Thank you.
So good to see you.